Because typically batteries are one of the more expensive things out there. The GTA 26. Should I? Well, obviously the answer is yup. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Michael in the Backyard. As you can see by the thumbnail, I went and got one of these. Why did I get one of these? Well, it's a short story. When you go to Harbor Freight, and now I bought several Harbor Freight tools at this point in time. I bought the grease gun, which has a 3 amp hour battery I bought for it. And I've been, let's just say, very satisfied with it. I also bought, a week or so ago, this Bauer. Let's just say I didn't buy the tool. I bought the battery and charger, and you get the tool for free. It's a special they got going on. I don't know if it's still going on when this video comes out, but it's let's just say it's marketing genius. Well, because typically batteries are one of the more expensive things out there. And once you have one battery and one tool, you want another battery and another tool and another battery and another tool. So I now currently own and possess 3 batteries. 2 of them are the 5 amp hour variety, 20 volt lithium ion. And I currently have the 3 amp hour on the charger. And is this one fully charged? Yeah, this one's fully charged. So I've got 3 fully charged batteries. And I have this Bauer chainsaw, 10-inch chainsaw. Now, why did I buy this chainsaw? Well, I was curious, to say the least. You know, I've got my other chainsaws that my Poolin 20-inch. I got a, what is it, a 14-inch, I think, Black Bear that I got from Walmart a couple years ago that actually didn't turn out to be too bad for $50. And then I have this little guy here that I bought from Steel. I bought from my local hardware store. It's a Steel little, I don't know, little chainsaw. The GTA 26. So, and it's got a holster and a charger and a little battery that fits in the handle. And it's great for little jobs. I have cut up to a 4-inch limb off with it. You got to baby it. You can't muscle that thing around. It doesn't have that kind of horsepower. So I got to thinking the other day when I jumped up on my tractor and cut a few limbs off when I was standing on the hood to get them out of my way so they wouldn't quit interfering with my camera mounted to the tractor and stuff. I thought, when I saw this one, I thought, should I? Well, obviously the answer was yup. So this is a very simple setup here. Let me get you guys mounted up here. You might be asking, why are you working off the top of a ladder, Michael? Well, my workbench is full of this boat project, which I currently have the camera mounted to. But let me just show you a couple of quick, this is, probably gonna drop this on the floor. Hang on. It's got this big old knob here. And it comes with the bar and the chain. This is gonna be awkward because I'm not on a bench. But this here fits right in there. And it was weird when I first opened this up to have just a drive dog. Because typically I am used to having a centrifugal clutch there. And it's got this big old knobby knob here. And the adjustment is pull this snug, tighten it down, done. Don't try to move it, it won't move because it's an electric motor with magnets and it's got a little bit of oomph. And the strangest thing is this little guy here, right? It does come with, this could be confusing because this looks just like the oil. That's your little single serving, mix 1 gallon of gas with this to get your 50-to-1 ratio oil comes in. But this is actually bar oil. And on this, it has a little sight glass. Now, we're going to see how well this thing works today. Poke a hole in it and gently make a mess. Now, this seems lighter than your normal bar oil. And that's pretty cool. They give you enough to fill it halfway. So if you want any more than halfway, you're going to have to buy some more. I guess it'll get us started. We'll see how long halfway lasts. I did some investigations and I found out the chains for these things. They said, the chain is like, not so hot. We'll test and find that out for ourselves. In the meantime, since I knew that, now this is not another brand name chain, but let's just open this one up. This one's all silver and shiny, and that's that it comes with. And this one's got, looks like your traditional chainsaw chain with the blue heat treated look to it and tangled up. But yeah, it does have a little more. I'm gonna get you on top of this here. And these you can buy. Now, explain this to me. You go buy a Sawzall, they sell Sawzall blades there. You go buy a circular saw, they sell circular saw blades. Tile cutters, they sell tile cutter blades. They sell the tool and the blades, but Hobo Freight does not do chains for their chainsaw. So you go on your local Jungle website, right, and you buy the chain from them that says it'll fit. And yeah, it looks like it'll fit. Now I'm going to get you up here a little closer and show you something I just noticed that's a little different. Now this is fresh out of the box. I haven't done anything with it yet. Look at and we got it next to one of the teeth. See how much bigger these teeth are than that tooth right there? Can you see it? There's a heck of a difference there. This tooth is twice as big. Just seems like a more substantial chain. And I think before the end of this video, we're going to find out if it cuts better. So I'm going to start out cutting with the chain that came with it. Now that I got that on, let's start out with the 5 amp hour battery. Now here's the deal. You get a 5 amp. Are you guys sitting there straight? You're looking at me a little cockeyed. Maybe I'm just a little cockeyed. All right. The batteries were on sale for the crazy part, these are normally like $99 for the battery. And these are, well, they're on sale for like $79, but you still get the free tool. Now, I'll admit, this red plastic looks like a little Tyke's toy. And, you know, it doesn't have the teeth. It's got simulated teeth, you know, that you can put it in the log and bear down with it. That's not what this saw is all about. This saw is about light duty work for a 10-inch blade. You can cut down some small trees with it. I've got several limbs out in the yard that I want to cut up, and we're going to see how well it cuts and performs, is the plan. Now, the interesting thing, it's got a lock here for the trigger that you push the button in. It's one speed. I would like to say it's pretty quiet, but I mean, you got chain. Now this is not a toy, folks. This thing will hurt you if you get your hand in the cutting path. That's why you run it like this and not like this and not like this. All right, and I'm excited to get out there and see if it'll actually cut through some old hardwood, maybe some old walnut I have out there that's laying on the ground. And we'll see how this chain does, and we'll see how long this battery lasts. Because my plan is to cut, if I can, till the battery dies. And we'll set a timer on this battery and this chain. And then I'm going to change the battery to the other 5 amp hour battery and cut with the other chain and battery and see how much more wood we can cut. This is not scientific. No. And the other best part about this video, folks, is it's not a sponsored video. I bought this with my own money, but as you all know that has followed me for any length of time at all, know that even if it's a sponsored video, like the DC house battery one I did on my other channel, if the product doesn't perform, it doesn't make the airtime, because I'm not going to take something free and then bash somebody because it's junk. I'm also not going to promote it if it's junk. And DC house wanted me to sign a contract for them to do this video this way. I was like, no, I'm not signing any contracts. If you don't trust me or have any faith in mankind anymore, then don't send me your batteries. The next day they said, we're sending you the batteries. And I did what I thought was a pretty good video for them on the durability and the longevity of their batteries. So there again, if I tell you this is junk, it's junk. If I tell you I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. I say this is the best thing since sliced bread. Probably not, because it's a Bauer and it's not, let's just call it steel brand quality, electric, or any other type of, I don't know. It's not the Hercules brand. It's Bauer. So it seems like it's going to do something. Let's get out there to the tree. We'll leave this chain in here because we're just outside the shop here on the other side of my house cutting some wood. And by the way, it comes with a bar chain protector. So, you know, when you're running with scissors, you don't trip and hurt yourself. We'll leave that in the shop. Now, I don't know if you can see on the property over there, to the right of those trees that are golden colored, there's a pretty good sized limb on the ground there. And there's this is dead. There was some kind of bug that went through, and I forget, I think it's on the locust trees, that this bug just killed just thousands and thousands of locust trees. It attacked our property pretty good. This tree that's next to the house is one of those trees, and a big limb fell out of it. Fortunately, it did not hit the house. Next spring, I have designs on taking my fence down here, and I think I can fell that tree. Not with this saw, but it looks like that did take out my webbing here where it hit. We'll have to fix that. We'll get that out of the way. So this tree here is about, it's enough that the 10-inch bar can get through it all. And this should be pretty dry. We'll see how it cuts. Just weird not having to, but I think I'll get used to it if it works well. Let's go through a small one here first. That's some hard wood, and I was actually able to apply a decent amount of pressure to that, and it didn't bog. Whoa. Oh shoot, I forgot to set the timer. My guess is it'll get through this tree and maybe some more. Start, yep. So far, first cuts, I'm pretty happy. Let's try a traditional lifting up through it type thing. Oh yeah. Wow, this torquey, it's torquey. I can see what they mean by this blade. It's cutting, and this is some nasty hard wood. Can't be mad at that. It's actually doing pretty good. The boss just walked out on the deck and she's shaking her head at my performance. Nothing new there. Well, you can tell this is hardwood because of the way that it is. The chips come off tiny and small, and but it's working. I see evidence of oil on the bar, which is good. That's good. Let's keep going. Wow. Now, I did read some articles about people putting 14-inch blades on here. And my thoughts were, can this thing actually pull a 14-inch blade? And so far, from the torquiness I'm feeling, I think it can. Dang. Can't be mad at this. Let's go underneath on this one. Now this chain wants to chatter a little bit. Yeah. Why is that? I'll tell you what, it has just as much pull and push when you're trying to do undercuts and overcuts as a regular chainsaw would have. I can't believe it. Well, why did it stop? Now I think this has, well guys, follow me. I'm over here now. Sorry about that. Now I think this has, you know, on your regular chainsaws you have a centrifugal clutch, so when your chain sticks it still runs, your clutch just slips. This, I think it does that, and to protect the motor it just stops. It doesn't continue to try to go and grunt and burn the motor up. But we're up to a good sized piece here. See right there, it stopped again. Well, that's a good size. That's, you know, dead wood, but that's hardwood. It's dried out, and it's gonna burn great on my campfire. Well, we'll just cut it right there. Oh, I bound it up that time myself. I'll tell you what though, for the, ow, I just sat on a stick. Yowzer. Oh, I'm glad it broke, and not my skin. But how much battery we got left, does it say? We're down to 2 bars of battery. Let's keep going. Man, that is some hard wood. I can just tell I've been cutting with chainsaws a lot of years, and you can just tell when wood's just a little. That's some beautiful wood. I think I might have to have this tree here slabbed up to make something out of it when I cut it down. Now, would I normally spend the time cutting this up in the firewood? Typically, this wood I would just throw right on my burn pile, pick it up with my backhoe, and throw the whole limb on it. But for this test and this purposes, this is working out great. And I'm like, wow. I mean, if this is a 10-inch chainsaw, I've got about 2 inches sticking out the other side, cutting an 8-inch log, I'd say. But yeah, can't be mad at that. That's all been lopped up into what I would call manageable, bite-sized pieces. Oh no, the boss brought out the foreman. Keep an eye on me. Dang it. Alrighty folks, we got that tree cleaned up, not cleaned up, cut up. We're going to the next job site. What you doing laying in the dirt, guys? Apparently this trailer ride's a little rougher than I expected. So, but anyhow, here we go. So we got another tree here. This is a walnut that I cut down a while back. And it just fell, let's see, toward the pond, and I never drug it out. I now got the backhoe down in there. We drug it out. And it's another hardwood. Good dry piece, it should be. But I also wanted to show you the steel. We're going to cut right here. What it does here. See, bogs down. And that's about a 2-inch limb. I just wanted to use that as a sample. And obviously it's not got the same battery power, same bar, or anything. But now this one, let's go down here. Obviously quite a bit better. There again, the right tool for the job, right? Just goes with everything in life. So, here we are. We still got 2 bars of battery left. Now I'm going to cut these up into bite-sized pieces that'll fit my trailer so I don't have to wrestle it so much. And it's probably a little more cutting that you normally do on something like this. Or maybe you do have to do it in small chunks. So, let's get the timer going again. So far we were at 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Hit and go. Let's just take this into some bite-sized pieces. I am looking forward to trying the other chain. You can tell this wood isn't quite as hard as that locust, that's for sure. Chain could use a little tightening now. It's gotten warm. I'm going to pull this out tight again. And give this another snugging. We're back in it. And the bar oiler is working. It's used about a quarter of it so far. This chain does like to chatter. This is the factory chain from Bauer. But it's walking through it pretty good. I can't complain. Even when I'm up supported against this face, it still likes to chatter some. And I think that's just the design of the blade, but we'll find out when I switch blades. Or I should say chains. Now we're getting into some bigger stuff. How much battery we got now? 1 bar left. Got Merc out here with me today. Hey, come here, good boy. He's out here helping. He's making sure there's no, attack squirrels coming out here and gonna chew my leg off or anything like that. I think we're about out of battery. Maybe, maybe not. Still pulling good. There again, I'm not muscling it hard because it's a lightweight saw. I think we're about out of battery. Yeah. Can't be much left. It says 1 bar, but how much oil we got left? Oh, about used up. It's right down on E, so we're out of oil basically. And I'm gonna call this battery about done. That was about the last good cut I can make on that. We're at 20 minutes and 4 seconds. And it created enough mess to clean up for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So we're gonna go back up to the shop and we're gonna put a fresh battery and a fresh chain on just for fun. Now some of you might be asking, Michael, how hard is it to change the saw on one of these guys? Well, it's not. As you saw earlier, it's just ideally on a workbench, it'd be better. But I'm gonna do it on top of my ladder because I like to make my life more difficult. Now this looks like a typical chainsaw under here, full of garbage. Full of garbage. We're gonna take that chain off. We'll just drape it right here, because it's not dull, but I am really curious. We're just gonna wipe off a little bit. I mean, come on, I'm not a complete Neanderthal. So make sure that spot there is clean, because that's where the oil is going in, right here. So we'll make sure that's in good shape. And we'll go ahead and grab the new chain. That is more like looks like a real chain. Is it easier to put it on the tip first here and then we'll pull her up kind of snug here, tighten it down. Now that chain seems to run good. We're gonna put us a fresh battery on here. Now, being that I didn't read the real work instructions, I don't know if I can use regular bar oil on it, but I don't see why I couldn't, because this just says, this doesn't say special bar and chain oil, it just says bar and chain oil. So, let's get my regular bar oil out. Heavy duty SAE 30, I don't know. Let's see how thick this looks pouring into here. This has got a little more tackiness to it, it looks like. Let's just see if I can make a mess here. Oh, no mess so far. Easy. Boy, this thing doesn't hold much. Now we're plumb full there. This is like a 10-year supply for the saw at this consumption rate. There again, I ain't gonna be mad at that because it just saves you money. All right. We'll see if this chain stays wet. Looks like you guys need a battery change. Well, this brand new saw blade chain, I'm gonna try cutting right here. Doesn't look like there's any dirt there. In the thickest part of the tree, it looks like this blade may not quite get through it, but we'll see if the new chain does better. Obviously a new battery. I put it on backwards. I was gonna say that's really dull. One thing I can say is with the chain on backwards, it definitely didn't put any extra drag on the bar or the motor. Let's see if it does now, because we want it to. Whoop. Boy, that's not bad at all. Oh darn it, forgot to start the stopwatch, guys. We'll have to add a little bit of time in there. Start. Obviously this is starting off with a lot more continuous cutting. I won't be able to get through that. That's much too thick, so we'll go clear down here. And I'm not going all the way through because it'll pinch in this current configuration. I'm gonna roll it and then cut it in half. Cut those pieces on the rest of the way off. There we go. I can tell it's using oil because I can smell the 30 weight. Look at him, he went and grabbed it already. Well, let's get up here in the high, flat ground. Come on, bring it here. Now, let's talk about some advantages. It's not loud. My ears don't hurt after using it. I have inhaled 0 exhaust fumes. I've dealt with 0 gas so far. And I've cut up 2 rather large limbs with one, and I'm gonna probably call it a half a battery. We'll see here. You gonna bring it to me? Right here. Right here. There you go. All right, this time I'll throw a little higher. There you go. You should be able to get that one. That's easy. Cake. All right. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. That's fun, ain't it? He loves to catch the frisbee. All right. We need to go find another log to cut. All right. I just did a battery check. It's down to 2 bars left. That's not bad. That was a decent amount of cutting, and I will tell you, I'm very much happier with that chain. Here's the current condition of the parking lot. There's some standing water. Okay, what we have here is a tree that I scarred up pretty well, and it's also leaning toward my driveway here, and it's like, I don't want it there anymore. Even though it offers some blockage and some shade and a bunch of leaves, there's plenty of trees behind it that'll take its place. So I'm gonna go back here and cut down some of this stuff so it can lay on the ground. This is probably gonna fall your way, Mark. You okay with that? You gonna stay out of the way? All right, he said yeah. I think that was yeah. Let's go down here and cut some of this off. Then we'll cut some of this off. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I notice this chain doesn't chatter nearly as much. Almost non-existent. All right, that lays down nice. Out of my way. I'm in the wrong shoes for this business. That's definitely going to go that way, but I want to still notch it, just so I get a cleaner break and not a tear. Let's see if I can go right through here. Much softer tree. And you can tell by the size of the chips. Whoops. Oh, come on. Not a big notch. I like big notches. That's not big, so I'm gonna come right back here where this thing can hit me in the face. That ain't the plan. She's gonna go. She's moving already. Ugh. Crash. That's pretty much it for that battery. It's 1 bar, but it's weak. All right, folks. So another thing I want to tell you is it says use a 3 amp hour charger, battery, or greater for maximum performance. I couldn't agree more. Now, whoops, forgot to stop my stopwatch again. This is so scientific. So 35 minutes minus 15 for just driving around, 20 minutes. Both batteries lasted about 20 minutes, let's just say, of me cutting. It's enough for me to work up a little bit of humidity. Now, bar oil. I was worried about the heavier oil feeding through there. 1 battery, 5 amp hour battery consumed about a half a tank. So you could probably get about 2 batteries worth out of 1 tank of oil. And that bar is wet. It's dispersing plenty of bar lube. Go ahead and pull the battery out here and get it on the charger. You want my final thoughts on this, and this is what they're going to be. They go to a restaurant and they ask me, Michael, what'd you think of the food? It was okay. Now, if somebody tells me a restaurant was okay, I'm not going there. I'm not going to pass judgment on them. I'm not going to pass judgment on the consumer. I'm just going to go, if it didn't impress them enough to go, it's pretty good, I'll go there again. You know, that's one of those recommendations, but it is okay. I'm not going to do it again. So, in that line of thought, what do I think of this Bauer 20 volt 10 inch chainsaw? I'm impressed. Would I go out and buy another one today after watching a video like this or my experience? You darn right I would. Now, will this last as long as a steel? I have no idea. I'm not doing that kind of comparison. This is an experience I've had going through 2 batteries. Now, the original chain will cut some wood, as you saw. This other chain, and I'll leave a link in the description below, this Maraca chainsaw, made in, how do you pronounce that? C-H-I-N-A. Sahina? Made in Sahina. Is a pretty good chain so far. It definitely cut to chips that put less load on the saw. It felt like, no scientific, I felt like I could get more done with the same 5 amp hour battery with this, the Sahina chain versus the factory chain that was probably also from Sahina. All right. So I like it. I'm glad I bought it. I've got it now. I have another 5 amp hour battery for my other tools. I've got two 5 amp hour batteries for this one and 1 3 amp hour battery. So as you can see, I can go out there and do a decent amount of cutting. All I gotta do is put a little oil in here and stick a battery in it. I can walk out to the trees and cut. I don't have to worry about, do I have enough 2-stroke? Did I put stable in that 2-stroke the last time I used it 2 years ago at gasoline? Is it gonna work? Should I go get some more? Do I need to buy some more 2-stroke oil? Advantages that way? Heck yeah. Seeing how this performs, I would say that I wouldn't be afraid to buy a more expensive version of electric chainsaw if it performs as good or better than this does. So use this as a guideline for yourselves, but also keep in mind this was a $79, $94, or whatever the batteries were on sale for chainsaw, because I got this for free with the battery. A battery kit. Battery kit's just a battery and a charger. And now I have 3 chargers and 3 batteries as a result of buying 2 tools. They didn't have this deal going on when I bought my grease gun, but heck yeah, it's a pretty sweet deal. And will I go back and get some other tools? Survey says probably. Black Friday there starts Monday for Inside Track Club members. There again, I'm not promoting Harbor Freight. I'm just sharing with you my experiences. So if you have the desire to go and do something like this, hopefully you have the same positive result I had. Now, if this would have failed horribly and not done what I wanted it to do, I would have tore it apart. But I honestly don't have anything to tear it apart about. All right, folks. Hope you enjoy this video. I got to go get in front of a fan and knock down some of this humidity. Whew. It's getting up to 58 degrees outside, which is warm. This is November 24th at this moment in time. And what's the temperature outside right now besides hot? 54. But with the sun coming out down on you, it's something else. All right. I got other things to do. I got a boat to winterize. I got some trailers to move around to get ready for winter. I got to run some drop cords, put some battery tenders on some things. I got things to do. So we'll check back in with you at another time. Maybe after a year of owning this thing, maybe I'll do a review of it then. Is it still doing what it did then? Sure. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the little Tykes toy box without a chain on it for the grandkids to play with, because it turned out to be a piece of nothing. But so far, let's get my approval. Here's Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is, and we'll see you on the next video. If I'm lucky, you guys be good to one another. Remember, hour a day. What have I done today? I did an hour's worth of work here, and look what I got done, an hour. So, if I didn't do anything else today, I feel like I at least accomplished something. If I do that 365 days of the year, look out. I'm gonna have to get some t-shirt that says just an hour a day. You know, it's like the 7-minute abs, but it's just being active and not being a couch potato. I'm out. Oh, so much to do on a pretty day.